when I wake up in the morning, love.
Let's have a nice start to the day. Local news, local events and local information. Listen to The Morning Show with me, Pete Degnan, Monday to Friday, 7 until 10 a.m. Only on Leicester Community Radio.
A lovely day.
Our time's coming up to 8:15. We now have an interview with Zoe Fawkner, who is part of a Quetzal local charity. They're a fantastic group of people who provide free long-term counselling to support women who are recovering from childhood sexual abuse. But this interview is to do with Zoe taking part in a marathon in London. Hope you enjoy it. And welcome back to the show, folks. We have a guest with us on the telephone, Zoe Fawkner, who... well, I'll tell you what, Zoe, you explain what you do.
No problem. So, hi, I'm Zoe. I'm a community connector for Quetzal, a charity who focuses on supporting women who are survivors of childhood sexual abuse. So, as a community connector, I focus specifically on Quetzal's social media marketing. So I advertise for their Instagram, creating posts to help spread awareness and educate others about Quetzal's work. And I'm also a student at the University, so that's another story.
Right. Now, a little bird tells me that the 1st of August, you're actually going to do a half marathon in London. Now, to be honest, I've heard that you're only very young, and I mean it in a sort of fitness sense, 20 years old and that. How's the preparations going for the half marathon?
So, I've not actually... Well, I used to run when I was about 10. My dad used to make me go on runs with him, but I'd never done any more than about 5K. But yeah, since the training, I was quite nervous to begin with, because obviously I haven't run very far, and half a marathon is 13 miles, which is quite long. I never expected to even run 5 miles, but it's actually gone really well. I'm really happy with the progress that I've made. I've already ran about 5 or 6 training half marathons now, and I've even done one in 1 hour 49 minutes, which was a huge progress for me, since my first one was about 2.5 hours.
Oh, well done on that.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's actually going really well. I feel like I'm a lot faster than I expected to be, but yeah, I think the motivation of taking part with my family and others around, the support of others around me, has really motivated.
Now, that is something else that a little bird told me, that actually your mother's running with you and other members of your family.
So basically, Quetzal offered me, when they offered me the opportunity to take part, they said that they had a few extra spaces left as well. So I then asked my entire family if they'd like to take part too. So I've got my mum, my dad and my younger sister all joining me on this trip to London to run 13 miles.
Has anyone else in your family ever done a half marathon before?
So my dad is quite the runner. He's taken part in about 3 of the London marathons, and my mum's done the Manchester and York marathon as well. So I think because of them, it kind of made me feel like I've got to do it.
Right, now we all know that this is fundraising and that, and to be honest, all charities, it's important that they raise money wherever they can. What sort of target do you have in mind?
So between the 4 of us in my family, we're aiming to raise £1,000 for Quetzal. We've already raised about £865, so we've not got much to go. As a family, each of us are trying to raise £250. So far, I've raised about £200. But yeah, not long to go now.
Is it? I mean, have you actually been down to London and see where the course is, or do you know anything about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've been to London, obviously, in the past, just as a tourist, but never to actually see all the different landmarks. So I know whereabouts. I think we're going like past the Shard, the London Eye, all the really cool landmarks. But I haven't done the actual loop of what it's going to be like. So obviously I run around Leicester, and which is quite flat and a nice place to run. But yeah, I don't know what the actual route is going to be like. So fingers crossed, it's not really hilly.
And do you have a preference? I mean, do you want it to be sunny or a bit over cloudy or what?
I'm hoping that it's not going to be too hot. Obviously, on the 1st of August, I mean, August is usually quite hot weather anyway, but I'm hoping it's going to be more cloudy and a little bit, not as summer weather as we're expecting, but it's probably not going to be like that. Hopefully with the crowds turners on, that'll get me through, even if I'm boiling hot.
Yeah. And, I mean, are you going down on the day? Are you travelling down before, or which way does it actually go?
Yeah, so we've got a hotel booked literally right outside the start line. So we're going the night before. We're going the night before, driving up, and we're just going to kind of get to know the area before we start the run the next day.
Oh, I tell you can't beat it if you're actually going to be staying right next to the start line, can you?
No.
And what time does the marathon start? Well, half marathon.
So I think they're delaying the start period. So I think due to COVID, they're making everyone run at different times. So I'm in a certain group, and I think my group starts at about 10:30.
Oh, right. So you're not actually going to run then as a family?
Yeah, I think my family are running together. But,
right.
Yeah, it all depends on... They asked us how fast we expect to do it in, and I said I'll probably aim to do it in about 2 hours. So because of that, they're putting everybody who expects to run it in that time in one group. But you could do it in 1 hour or 3 hours. So everyone with those, how fast you're expected to run it in will all run together, basically. You
always get the one show-off that says they can do it better than anybody else, can't you?
Absolutely. That was me, to be honest. I said, I'm going to aim to do it in under 2 hours. And then I was like, this might be a struggle. So I've been really pushing myself in the training now to stick to that target.
So with regard to your training and that, have you gone on a special diet, some, sort of special foods you are eating or avoiding?
Yeah, to be honest, I have actually been quite focused on dieting, and I wasn't dieting as such, but so I go to the gym 3 times a week, and then I try to go on a run 3 times a week as well. And I'm quite specific, so I'll try and run 5K on Tuesdays, 10K on Thursdays, and then a long one on Sundays. And then I also eat I try to eat quite a lot as well. I've got quite a, what's the word? I don't know, I lose weight quite fast, basically, so I'm constantly, as soon as I finish a run, I'm constantly just eating meals to try and get the calories up.
So does that mean you're still allowed to have bags of fish and chips?
Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm having after the race.
No, it sounds like my type of lady. Obviously, we wish you well. I tell you what, hopefully you can drop us an email or something afterwards and all the rest of it, and let us know how you've gone on, and we'll see if we can't get you on another show and talk about the, how's it all gone and how much you raised and that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I'll let you know. Fingers crossed it all goes well and we raise the amount that we want to raise as well.
And obviously the charity Quetzal, they do a fantastic job, and to be honest, I do know we have worked with them before, that to be honest, they really are worthwhile and dedicated people down there. So if you can pass on our best wishes to the rest of your colleagues down there, we would appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm sure they'll really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, best of luck on the 1st of August. I won't be running, you'd be pleased to hear. I think I might just get out of bed if I'm lucky. But I hope it all goes well for you. So to you and your family as well, obviously, good luck.
Thank you. And thank you for having me on the show as well. I really appreciate it.